I am so glad you are here. I'm Liz from Magus Books and Herbs here in 2520 now, Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, and online at magusbooks.com. I am excited to show you some fun new stuff. Normally, I would be introducing a guest at some point, but sadly, my guest canceled kind of short notice. So it's you and me today. It's going to be fun. What am I wearing? Oh, I am wearing some adorable jewelry from Tracy. This one, isn't this gorgeous? It's a beautiful sunstone, and we don't really carry much sunstone anymore, so I just love that we have it. This is one of my wedding rings. I always have this on regardless, any day of the week. This is my re-wedding ring. This is another piece from Tracy. You can hear Liz behind me. I know I'm Liz, but this is Liz as well. It's just the Liz's working together today. And of course, I always wear my wedding ring and my engagement ring, despite being a widow. So, and this is abalone shell. If you're not familiar with it, that's what this is. This is abalone shell. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It's a nice big piece, very show-offy. I like it. Meanwhile, what's going on? What's happening? What are we up to? Well, next month, at the end of the month, the last Friday and Saturday, we've got a special guest coming into town. His name is Thomas Mooneagle, and he has written a book about runes, and he is going to do a book signing on Friday in the afternoon, in the latter part of the afternoon, and then he'll be doing a workshop all day Saturday. So it looks like a fantastic workshop, kind of average workshop, priced at $135 for the day, but his knowledge of runes is really interesting. He's taken it in directions I haven't seen a lot of other people take it, and it should be a fascinating talk. You could absolutely find him, Thomas Mooneagle, on Instagram and a lot of the other socials. So go have a look, and hopefully we'll be interviewing him. I might have to can that interview. We might be doing it like pre-recording it and bringing it to you guys next week, but we should be doing an interview real soon so you guys can get to know him a little bit better on our platforms. It should be a lot of fun to have him here. Other things that are happening, of course, we've got the Entheogens class coming up on August 3rd. The last installment of year one from the last school year will be on Saturday the 2nd. We'll have Nancy Antonucci's Tarot Lab the second Sunday of the month, astrology on the third Sunday of the month, and palmistry on the fourth Sunday of the month. Palmistry on the fourth Sunday of the month is also the day you can come and get your palm read by our resident palm reader, Chris. He's fantastic. His depth of knowledge in palmistry, his passion for palmistry is unsurpassed. He really wants everyone to know palmistry because he thinks it's amazing and cool. So he tries his level best to make it super accessible. He teaches 3 classes in a row, one each month on the fourth Sunday of the month. And that fourth Sunday of the month, you can break into that series at any time. It doesn't build, it just expands your knowledge. Fabulous classes. I have personal friends who have gotten so much out of his classes, they've taken them twice and been very happy to do that. So totally recommend his courses. Ann Adams on the third Sunday of the month with astrology, and of course Nancy's always a packed class on the second Sunday of the month. We'll have the Reiki share on the last Sunday of the month at noon, and we'll have some other stuff coming up that I will be talking about next week. But for now, that's keeping you posted. Meanwhile, stuff that has come in. We have these beautiful Eternal Knot neck bracelets with the jade beads. Aren't they gorgeous? I love them. And we also got in a few little gems from one of our regular suppliers, these cute little treasure boxes that are about the right size, just barely to hold like a tarot deck. They also sent us this tray, which I really like this one. We've shown this off before. The moon, the triple moon, is you can take it out, which means you can just hang this on a wall if you want and just have the tray with the moon's phases, and that's on both sides. So it doesn't matter which side you're looking at it from, but it does have a front and back because this, with this little, it's got a little ridge carved into it. This is the back. Originally, the thought was you'd put 3 tarot cards in here to help you with your spell work or to learn tarot better. There's a whole bunch of reasons you might do that. Script that I don't want to memorize because I want to concentrate on where my will and energy are going and not remembering some words. So I have put things in here that have been inspirational language, chants, runes, whatever it is I want to focus on visually. You just need like index cards or tag board, a heavier paper basically, and it should stand up. Sometimes I've done it with plain paper that I've just folded a few times. It's fabulous. And then of course you get to fill the tray with whatever you want to fill the tray with. So if you hung this up, you could do a little sand and rocks and have a little sand garden. Could be beautiful. If you've got the tray in, you could still do that, but I will also use the tray for like, I'll put the herbs that are associated with what I'm working on in some of the cubbies or stones in some of the cubbies. Maybe I'll have a candle on a candle holder in the center. Really varies, but it keeps everything organized and together. I love this thing. And it sold really fast last time we had them in, so super popular. Another item we got in from these guys, scrying mirror. We've got just a few of these scrying mirrors. We also got dowsing rods, but those are going fast. I got to warn you now. Faster than I thought they would. I'm really kind of impressed at how much people are embracing their psychic abilities. But this is our lovely little scrying mirror. It's a 12 centimeter baby. Perfect. Comes with a little stand. Comes in a little display box. It's, well, a little box that cushions everything. Really, really pretty. We've got another supplier that kind of actually just came through town, and I had never met these folks before, but we had some of their designs because another person who trades in the same type of goods was going to the same makers and just buying up this company's designs. So all kinds of fun stuff though that we got from them. Look at this dragon, really cool blown glass dragons. And little fairies that are flying around, flitting and flying. They're adorable. This one comes in a few colors. The dragon comes in a few colors. Blown glass moons. I brought one of those back so you could take a good look at that. And it even has, if I can get the tag out of the way here, it has, can you see it? Yes, it's got a face. It's got eyes and nose and mouth. I just think the artistry is amazing. If you're feeling a little sunny and all-inclusive, how can you resist? Such an adorable little piece. Oh, so cute. But we also have some traditional stained glass from them as well. The largest, prettiest one I brought with me to show you guys is this lovely rainbow mandala. But we've got some triquetra. We've got some lotus flowers. We've kind of run the gamut with what we normally would carry. It's just gorgeous stuff. And because I'm getting them from the designer, the price got to go down. So most of these are a little less expensive than they were before from us, which I love. I love giving you guys bargains whenever I can. So that's what's happening. That's some of the new stuff that's going in. I have one new item I can't show you because it's not out yet, but we're so close to getting it out. I'm going to tell you because I'm expecting it will go out today. Acacia essential oils. All of them. Everyone they're currently making, and a couple it looks like they've discontinued that we got the last ones of, or some of the last ones of. So yeah, I'm not going to remember which ones those are. Going to be honest with you, but I can look up, and if you're interested in particular scents and you're in, I can absolutely look up the ones that you're getting and let you know if they're still available wholesale, if they're still available retail, if you're still going to be able to get them. It was only maybe 2 or possibly 3 that it looks like they've discontinued that we got in our shipment. So excited to get those out today, where I'd say we're 90% of the way to being ready to put them out. I literally just have to go through some documentation one more time and look for some math that needs to be fixed, and then they'll go out. So cross your fingers. It's 11:24 a.m. where I am right now. By 12:30, I'm hoping we're setting them out. They might not all be out, but I'm hoping we're ready to put them out at that point. So very excited because all of a sudden, whoosh, there'll be essential oils again. Very happy about that. Got a whole bunch, got all of them, basically, whatever they sell, organic and non-organic. and the jojoba, the 10% jojobas, so the precious oils that are very, very expensive if they're not diluted. We also have the diluted versions for you guys. So sandalwood, rose, neroli, all those basic ones that are super hard to make, takes a ton of plant material to make, so it's incredibly expensive. Or for example, with like the rose oil, which is the most expensive one we sell, and we sell it in two forms other than the diluted version. We sell Rose Absolute and Rose Otto, and the company we're getting them from are Acacia. They've distinguished this by saying an absolute, and this has become kind of the industry standard, an absolute has been chemically expressed from the roses, and a Rose Otto has been expressed the old-fashioned or natural way. You're going to pay about twice as much for Rose Otto. And when you buy those bottles in particular, it's going to be the normal bottle that they sell, which holds a half an ounce of liquid. But look at that label, and it's going to tell you it doesn't contain a half ounce of liquid. It's going to tell you it contains 0.125 ounces, or a quarter of that half ounce. An eighth of an ounce is all that's going to be in that bottle. And it's going to run you over $120 for the naturally expressed and over $60 for the absolute, the chemically expressed. So that rose oil that's 10% rose oil in jojoba oil, that's a much more economic deal. And the same is true for the sandalwood, the neroli, and the rest of it. And part of the reason for the expense is it takes 10,000 roses, tens of thousands of roses to make an ounce of essential oil when you're dealing with rose oil in particular. And it's coming from one of very few species of oil that of rose, types of rose that actually produce enough of the oil to make it worth harvesting. And have a good enough scent. Some roses have been bred for having lots of blossoms. These have one blossom per stem. These are older types of roses. Some roses have been bred for really showy flowers. These are before that kind of breeding. These are not the showiest flowers. And there was a point when people were making new types of roses, new variants on the species, that they didn't care so much about how they smelled. They cared a lot about how they looked. So there are lots of types of rose out there now that wouldn't make a great rose oil. So we're stuck with these older species that don't bloom as often because they haven't been bred to, because we would lose scent when we did that. They don't produce as many roses, and they aren't amenable to machine harvesting often. So we're talking about hand harvested flowers that only come up maybe once a year. You got to get out there as soon as the dew is off the plants and before the sun starts frying the oil out of the plants and it starts going out into the atmosphere. Because the hotter the day is, the faster that oil leaves the rose, the less oil there is after the harvest to get into your rose oil bottle. It's sort of amazing. But we'll have all three options for you. I'm very excited about this. Totally enamored of these essential oils. I think they're a good quality oil for a decent, fair price. There are oils out there that are more expensive that I just don't think are as better as they are more expensive. So I think this is a good basic set of essential oils to work with. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are if you're out there. Where, it'll cost 3 times as much or even 5 times as much for the same product. But these are 100% pure and the quality is good. So these are oils I would heartily recommend using. If I were going to expand to some other options beyond just, this line doesn't have this one type of essential oil, so I'm going to get it from a competitor. So we have a fuller collection. If I'm going to get in a whole line of something else, it's going to be from a company that gives us harvest dates and does some of the higher end things that I don't see on some of these oils that cost 3 to 5 times more. The oils that I see that are giving me harvest dates and they're just a little bit more advanced in some ways, they're costing 1.5 to 2 times more when they're an honest company. And I like those guys a lot. So for now, we've got the Oracacia, good line of essential oils, 100% pure, good work, frankly. And when they're not 100% pure, it's to keep the cost down. And they're telling you the color of the label is even different on the ones that are 10% essential oil, 90% jojoba oil. And it's a jojoba oil because it lasts. It's got good shelf stability. The jojoba oil will sometimes outlast the shelf life of the essential oil that it's carrying. And that's what it's called, by the way, a carrier oil, when you put essential oils into something like an almond oil or a grapeseed oil, or in this case, the jojoba. Why jojoba? Again, longer shelf life. So it's a good product. Recommend all of those heartily. And gosh, by a few hours today, you should definitely have it. Oh, I forgot to tell you what we're drinking today, because I'm not quite drinking it yet. It's still steeping, the poor little thing. But I've got a little green tea in here, some Eleuthero. That's my favorite of the adaptogens. And I've been doing a lot of burdock lately, and I thought I'd change it up with some milk thistle. So I'm doing some milk thistle. So hey out there. Good to see you all. This is, however, where I would normally be doing my lovely interview with my wonderful guest, but unfortunately they had a conflict come up at the last minute. So hopefully we'll get to reschedule with them. They're a tarot creator. Nice person from what I've been able to tell in our conversations online. But unfortunately had to cancel at the last minute. But that aside, what else should we be talking about today? Are there any little witchy controversies out there to be covered? Well, let me tell you a little bit about our new space here. I'm in the classroom now. The classroom's not quite finished, but we have started having classes in it. It's been a lot of fun to do that. It's going to get finished up in the next few weeks. And there's a few more things to be done on the store floor that are going to get finished up in the next couple of weeks as well. Chris, our wonderful palm reader, also does all of this work for us. He's amazing and really good. So we're very happy that he's coming back in about a week and a half, I think it is, to finish everything up. Probably take about a weekend to get it all done. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. We'll get the last of the paint on the walls and on the back of one of the bookcases that we want to get to. And then we should be able to clear this room out completely and make it really great, as good as we can get it, basically, for classrooms. We've kept a couple of the mirrors from our last location. If you were ever in our classroom, they have huge, tall mirrors. We had 3 of them. Two were the same size, and there was a shorter, thicker one in the middle. We kept the 2 tall ones because they fit beautifully on one of our walls in this room. We've got one of our displays from the store floor in here. We'll definitely be showing off like books and things of interest for people taking classes in here, as well as it's where we're keeping pens and whiteboard markers and all of the things that you need to do these kinds of teaching experiments and book signings and all that wonderful stuff. So I am looking forward. I actually did not plan for these cubbies to be set up this way, but I actually kind of like it. So they might stay this way. I'm not sure. If you have any thoughts, let me know. The room is not as big as it was. And my fear with this is that it shrinks the room just a little bit more, but I kind of think it might be worth it. It looks cool and it gives us that much more storage space. I'm kind of enjoying it. Let me know what you think, and we'll see what we wind up doing in this room in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Very excited by that. Our store floor is, people have commented that it looks more organized. I don't think it's more organized, but I think you can see the organization better just because it's a tighter space. People have commented how much they love the space. They love the look. They love the feel. They're more comfortable in this space. They're happier in this space. The smiles have been just so amazing. And I have to thank everyone who's come in and said so many nice things. I've had one person say, it's smaller. Everybody else has said, oh, it's so nice. If they've had a comment. So happy that everybody else is so thrilled with the space, just like we all are. We are very happy to be here. I will say that we no longer have our own restroom. So the restroom belongs to the building, not us, which means, one, we're not responsible for cleaning it. And I think we might do a better job than they do, just a little. And it's a bit of an adventure. It's no longer attached to our space directly. It's sort of, I call it the Tolkien-esque adventure, because we have a door at the back of our space that says there's a bathroom there. It's lying. It's completely lying. It merely marks the beginning of your quest to find relief. You have to go on an adventure through the door with the guitar on it. Why is there a guitar on the door? Well, only the ancients know, and the staff. I'll tell you the secret. This was a music school right before we moved in. So the guitar on the wall makes sense. You pass through the guitar on the wall. You find the next door that says it's an exit. on the side you're on, and on the other side of the door, it says it's an exit. You go through that door. You go as far as you can without climbing anywhere. You may not ascend on this journey, for you are not ready to ascend on this journey. Because quite frankly, if you do, you're going to walk out the back door of this door of the whole building, and it automatically locks. And you'll wind up having to work your way out of a fenced-in little area, around, and back to the front of the building without having fulfilled your quest for relief, and that's not fair. So, no stairs. Instead, when you see the stairs, turn left again, because you've already turned left once. Turn left again. Go as far as you can. Do not go through the door that lies before you, for again, not a journey that you are ready for yet. Mostly because you don't clean the building. Instead, take your third left turn. Yes, a third left turn. The fourth turn you've made, the third left turn. And there'll be a bathroom right there. We have signs up now with arrows. It's wonderful. But just know it's an adventure when you go to the bathroom here now. But we're grateful. It's lovely. And it's wonderful to be in a space where we're not responsible for that kind of work anymore. People get to start a little later. It's kind of nice. You get a little more leisure time in your morning if you want, unless you're me and insane and dropping off a high schooler somewhere anyway. So you may as well come in. That said, we've had just a great time moving in. We've had a great time with everybody, loving the new space. The color out there, I've been asked a couple times what we painted the walls. I would call it a parchment color. I know it has an official name. I don't remember the official name, but I would call it parchment, basically. And that's the color this room will be as well when the last of the construction is done. And in case you're wondering, the very last of the construction is the fact that this classroom and a little bit of our store floor used to be 4 different practice rooms or private lesson rooms in the music school. So I'm gonna tilt the camera. I'm gonna show you. So we had to take down walls like that one up there that separated those rooms. We shortened a storage space so that we had a little storage space attached to this classroom. We got rid of 2 of these smaller practice rooms, and we combined the 2 larger ones to make our classroom. So we have a decent sized store floor. We have a decent sized classroom. And for those of you wondering about consultations with me, those consultations, unless the person cannot walk downstairs, go up and down stairs, is in the basement. It's in the first room as we get down the stairs. It was the only room that the consultation table, the massage table, could go in. It's really comfortable. It's a delightful room to be in. It's got these old closet. They're not closet doors. It's got these old doors that close the storage space off that's already built into the room. And they're old enough. They have those tiny little knobs, if you know what I mean. So it's just fun to be there. And it feels good in that room. I really like that room. It's interesting because not all the rooms are the same. The room that's after that room, I can be meaning to go to that room and I walk past it. Some people have said that there's something going on in the room. Other people have said, well, the bins kind of block the door because we're not unpacked yet down there. So there's a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of chaos in the basement. Not so much up here, but a lot in the basement still. I'm not down there unpacking every day. If I get through a few boxes, I am thrilled because we're now at that stage of we got to organize everything really tight and get everything in. But it's been really good for a lot of reasons. It's been really good to help us hone in on what we really want to order and what we want to have on hand. It's been really good for, that display is 25 years old. Roger bought it back in the day and it used to be clear and it's cloudy and scratchy now and no one can fix it anymore. So we should let it go. And we did that as we moved out of the old space and we're still doing it as we're moving into the new space. It's been really wonderful though, to also rediscover and refine displays that we hadn't been able to use in other spaces that actually will make sense to be putting up out here as we change up displays and kind of rearrange things. So we're always looking for improvements. So it's part of the fun of looking at those old displays and going, oh, that's perfect for this job. We're refurbishing something right now. I'm having to add legs to the back of it And it's where some of our ritual oils will be going. And it's going to be so nice to have it displayed this way as soon as it's ready. And that might happen this week. No pressure. It's not a high priority, but it's there. We might get to it. So I wish I could take you guys on a quick tour of the space, but I'm a little worried about the sound because I'm not using the mics today. I'll be using them next time, but I'm not using them today. And I'm a little concerned because it's my computer and it's clunky that I won't be able to aim things as well as I might like. I was totally shocked when I got the ceiling beam that needs to be covered up, the drywall stubs that need to be covered up in the shot so easily and quickly. I was very pleased. I'm slowly learning how to backwards, because this is reverse, this is backwards. This is my right hand. So anytime I see something in the screen, I'm always struggling just a little bit. But did want to check in, even though we did not have an interview today. So we'll cut it a little early today, but did want to check in and did want to say hey to everybody. Glad to be back. Our internet service is just good enough. I think we're going to get away with this. I'm going to try and tweak it a little more, but we're in a good spot. The broadcasts are much better than they were when we had to shut down. So hopefully you'll see us every day again, doing the short pieces every day but Wednesdays, and this longer show on Wednesdays. So we did a meditation Monday. I was feeling under the weather. I did an old-fashioned meditation on white blood cells eating germs and viruses, very much the way Pac-Man eats all of the little dots and all of the little ghosts. Highly effective, well-studied meditation. We did Tuesday was a magical technique one. We did some work on there. We talked about purple figure candles in particular and how they're used for opening up psychic abilities a little more, and different ways that you can use particularly purple figure candles. And I'll definitely talk about some of the other ones in the next few weeks because our figure candles are back in at $9.95 a pop. Love them. We are doing for Thursday, we'll see Yarrow. And yep, I was feeling under the weather. I grabbed Yarrow. And Stoned on Friday will be Bloodstone. And I have not decided what to do about Divination yet. We'll see. But hopefully I'll do it here. Probably do it here. I might do it at home. I'm going to be honest. So the lighting might not be this glorious. But either way, hope you all get a chance to tune in, comment, like, subscribe, do all the magical things, and that we see you all here again real soon and at the shop at 2520 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis and online at magusbooks.com. With that, we'll see you next time. Blessed be.